back to Lori's Kitchen. Did you grow up eating casserole dishes like I did? Well, I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy casserole dish in the Instant Pot. It's going to be a chicken casserole. It's made with egg noodles, and we're going to use store-bought rotisserie chicken. So if you have any leftover after eating it one day, this is a perfect dish for leftovers. So let me show you what it looks like. It's a creamy, luscious egg noodle casserole. It's made in the Instant Pot, and I used my air fryer lid to make a nice crispy French onions crisps on the top. It makes a nice little crust, and it adds so much flavor with those French fried onions. So come along with me and let's make some chicken casserole in the Instant Pot together.
Let's take a look at the ingredients needed to make this recipe. You're going to need about 4 cups of diced chicken, cooked. I like to use leftover rotisserie chicken. A 12-ounce bag of egg noodles. I like the extra wide ones. 5 cups of chicken broth. I like low sodium. Some crispy onions. These are Stater Brothers. It's 6-ounce bag. 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. 1 package of shredded cheddar. 2 medium carrots we're going to peel and slice. 1 medium onion we're going to dice up. About a half to 3/4 cup of frozen peas. About 1/4 to 1/2 cup of sour cream. Some salt and pepper to taste. 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. Let's begin by preparing our vegetables. After washing my 2 carrots, I take my peeler, peel off the outer layer of skin from the carrots. Once I've done that, I'm going to throw away the scraps, cut it into about thirds, and on the small pieces, I'm just going to go ahead and make little slices. When I get to the larger, thicker parts of the carrot, I'm going to cut it in half and then make like half circle slices just to make the pieces about even size so they cook all about the same. Now I'm going to move on to my celery, cut off the ends after I've washed it, and then just dice it up into little slices. Move on to my onion. I always cut off the 2 ends. Peel off the outer skin layer. Then I always cut it in half and start making thin slices. Turn my onion sideways and just make little diced pieces. Always tucking my fingers in so I don't cut them. The last step of preparing the food for the Instant Pot is cutting up the chicken. My chicken is cold because this is leftover rotisserie chicken, so it's a little bit harder to pull off the bone. But what I do is try to get rid of any of the tendons and just try to cut them up into diced, good bite-sized pieces. If they're too big, it'll be too hard to eat, but I like them to be substantial that you can feel that you're eating a piece of chicken, but not too big that it takes over, everything in your mouth. So these are the sizes that I like to use. And again, I'm using diced chicken from a rotisserie chicken from the store, but you can also use canned chicken if that's what you have. Let's begin by putting all our ingredients into the Instant Pot. We're going to start with our 4 cups of chicken. Following the chicken, we're going to put in our 3 types of diced vegetables, 1 tablespoon or so of garlic powder, our 5 cups of chicken broth, we're going to put some freshly cracked black pepper to taste. If you don't have fresh cracked pepper, just use the pepper that you have. I'm also using Himalayan sea salt, freshly ground. And now I'm going to mix everything so it's all combined together. Time to put in our egg noodles. I'm going to dump the bag in, and now you don't want to mix it completely with all the other ingredients. You want the egg noodles to stay on top, but you want them to be a little bit moist. I realized that I didn't have enough liquid, so I added in about another half a cup of liquid, and now I'm just ensuring that all the top noodles just have a little liquid on them. The vegetables and chicken are still at the bottom of the pan. Make sure you don't mix the noodles in all the way to the bottom. Now I'm taking my sealing ring and ensure that it's sitting snugly in the little bed that it has on the top of the lid. Oops, my little valve fell into my noodles. Now I'm going to put on the lid, lock it in place, put my valve back on, and ensure the valve is set to sealing. Now we're going to hit pressure cook or manual and set the cooking time on high pressure for just 4 minutes. After the 4 minutes have cooked, this is what the display screen will look like, L000. Now we're going to do a quick release, allowing all the pressure to be released from the Instant Pot. So now I'm doing a quick release and keeping an eye on it, making sure that it's not sputtering out any of the soup. I can see that it's doing just fine. The pin drops. Now it's safe time to open up the lid. And look at that, the noodles are cooked perfectly. Now I give it a nice stir, and I'm going to incorporate the noodles with all the chicken and all the vegetables. Pour in my peas. Pour in my cheese. And my cream of mushroom soup. This is going to give it a nice creamy richness to it. And also the 1/4 cup of sour cream. I'm adding in 1/3 cup of the dried French fried onions just to give it more of an oniony flavor. This will also help absorb some of the liquid in the casserole, and it looks and smells delicious already. I'm adding in the 2nd cup of cheese. At first I only put in 1 cup because I didn't want it to be too cheesy, but I can see that that wasn't an issue, so I went ahead and added my 2nd cup of cheese. So you can add it in earlier if you like, or I just finished adding the 2nd cup here. Now I'm going to put the rest of my French onion topping on top of my casserole. And if you don't have an Instant Pot lid, you can either put this into a casserole dish and put your onions on top and cook it in the oven, or just serve it like this. I'm going to go ahead and put on my air fryer lid and push the air fry button, which defaults to 400, and hit start. It now shows on the display, and you know that it's working. It only takes a few minutes to get to temperature, and it could start browning very quickly because the casserole is kind of high in the pan. So I'm just looking at it after 1 minute. You could already see it's starting to crisp it up just a little bit. So I put my lid back on and let it continue air frying. After air frying for 3 minutes, I take a look, and it is nice and brown and crispy. I'm afraid it might get too crispy too fast. So I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel and change it to bake instead of air fry. And I'm going to hit start. I'm going to do it just for, I'll set it for 10 minutes. I may not leave it in there for the full 10 minutes, and hit start. Whenever I'm making a recipe for the first time, I do seem to check it a little more often with this air fryer. I'm still getting used to it, and I want to make sure I'm not overcooking or over browning my foods. So now I've been checking it, and it looks like it's getting very close to being done. I have 3 minutes left. Looking golden and brown, and so I'm going to put the lid back on. One feature I wish this lid had was a glass window that you could see while cooking your food. I know the Mealthy lids have that, but this one does not. And one thing is, if you do use the Mealthy lids, you void your warranty on your Instant Pot, so that's why I went with this Instant Pot actual air fryer lid. So now that it's done, it ended, I'm going to hit stop, and look at that golden brown crispy casserole in just a few minutes. I'm going to take it out of the actual Instant Pot, let it cool down a bit. And the nice thing is you can brown it just how dark you like it. Some people may not like it this crispy, but I love it this crispy. We want it nice and crunchy. I'm going to scoop some out. It just looks and smells delicious. Look at that, all the crispy, crusty French onions on the top, the creamy noodles, the cooked vegetables. Let's get another scoop. Pieces of chicken. It just looks delicious. Can't wait to dig in. And there you have it, crispy chicken noodle casserole made in the Instant Pot and the air fryer lid. If you enjoyed this recipe, please give my video a thumbs up and comment down below. If you would like to see more of my videos, please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell to be informed when my next weekly video is available. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye.